千里之行，始于足下. A journey of 1,000 miles begins beneath the feet. We now gather in the Tao to travel the journey together. Our story opens as the mighty lion, the king of the jungle, is out walking in the wilderness with his son, the cub. As they are walking around, they notice in the distance that there is a mad dog on the loose. The mad dog looks horrible. It looks like it's in really bad shape. It's got this crazed look in its eyes. It's growling at everybody. It's acting aggressively. It's lashing out this way and that. It's frothing, foaming at the mouth. It's got its spittle everywhere. Looks horrible. So the lion sees this, and rather than to get closer to the mad dog, he turns in his direction. He veers off, takes a different route away from confrontation with the mad dog. He's giving the mad dog a wide berth. This puzzles the cub, his son. So the cub follows the lion until can no longer contain his curiosity, and he said, Dad, wait, you're the king of the jungle, right? Dad, you fight tigers and panthers all the time. You defeat them all the time. So what are you doing? Why are you veering away from the mad dog? How come you see the mad dog and you turn to avoid it? How shameful. The lion, Daddy Lion, is unperturbed and says, well, son, let me ask you a question. He continues to walk. As he's asking the question, he says, tell me, is there any glory to be had when you defeat a mad dog? Especially that one? I mean, take another look at him. Look at him. So the cub says, no glory, not at all, not at all. And then the lion says, so think about this for a moment. What if you fight the lion, you fight the mad dog, and in the course of defeating the mad dog, it gets a chance, one way or another, it gets some kind of chance to take a bite out of you. How would you feel? So the cub tries to imagine such a scenario and had to admit, he says, oh, Dad, that would really suck. So Daddy Lion says, if that is the case, son, then tell me, why should we bother to stir up trouble and create problems for ourselves by picking a fight with the mad dog? And the cub says, oh, I get it now, Dad. And they continue to walk away from the mad dog. So I hope you can see how this story bears upon the non-contention principle of the Tao. So many people who do not understand the Tao are so eager to prove themselves all the time, often by challenging others, getting into conflicts. They think that if they prevail, then it means some kind of validation. But Here's the problem. The need to prove oneself comes from a deep-seated feeling of inadequacy. So validation is never quite enough, and it never lasts. Before too long, these people feel the need again to prove themselves by challenging others, getting into conflicts. So that's not the Tao. What is the Tao? Well, first of all, let's recognize that those who possess more intelligence than wisdom, those are the ones who are always trying to prove how smart they are. So think about that for a moment. They possess more intelligence, but not necessarily wisdom, so they want to prove how smart they are. What about the Tao? What about Tao cultivators? Well, those who possess intelligence as well as wisdom don't feel the need at all to prove themselves. They never argue with the mad dog, and the mad dog are the people who are levels and levels below them. Just like the lion choosing not to engage with the mad dog for all the reasons in the world, they have plenty of reasons why they would want to avoid mad dogs in real life. The people who, for instance, are talking conspiracy theories, the people with such uninformed opinions about the world that right off the bat, you know that A, you can never convince them, and B, if you actually convince them of something different than what they already believe, rather than to thank you, they will resent you. They resent you for showing them their own inadequacy. Man, they will probably even hate you. So here's the bottom line. If you see mad dogs in your life, and have you seen mad dogs in your life? I have. The realization from the Tao is that the mad dogs can never be worthy opponents for you, because you are the Tao cultivator, you are the king of the jungle, you are the lion. The more you develop yourself, the more you develop your intellect, the less you feel the need to debate or argue. So it would be best to just smile. Give mad dogs a wide berth, like the lion. Go around them, avoid them. Remember, number one, there's no need to stir up trouble for yourself. Why even do that? Number two, no need as well to create problems that don't exist right now, but if you stir up trouble, you will create problems. And number three, no need to open up the possibility of getting yourself injured, intentionally or otherwise, because it's going to be for little or no reason. So next time someone challenges you to some kind of debate, remember the lion, the cub, and the mad dog. So that's the non-contention part. I think, as you can see, Tao masters tend to be very effective at letting people know that they should not get into all that. It's just not necessary. It's such a bad idea. So I think you, the cub, can definitely see that for yourself. So let's move on. There's another part to all of this, not just non-contention, but also self-knowledge. This is related to the chapter 71 we were just talking about, that if you know that you do not know, that's the highest. But if you don't know and you are unaware of it, well, that's a problem. So this is something that ancient Tao sages have studied at length. It goes back not just 2,500 years ago, but way before that, to the grand tradition of the Tao that go back thousands of years, way before Lao Zi. So I want to expose you to one particular saying from that. 知之为知之，不知为不知，是知也。Who said that? Confucius. So, let me explain what this means. First of all, you can see that there's a whole bunch of repeating characters. So you can see this character here is repeated here, in the second line here, and in the third line here. 知 means to know or knowledge. So what this says is that if you know something and you know that you know it, that's the first line. The second line is if you don't know something and you realize that you don't know it. 不知, 不 means no. So 不知 is to not know something. So if you realize your own ignorance, you don't pretend to know something that you don't really know. You just, I don't know. I would love to learn, but I don't know. If you are able to do these simple things, simple to talk about, hard to do because of the ego, then 是知也. That is the real knowing. That is the real knowledge. Said by Confucius. Let me give you guys the common translation. This is a translation that you can find pretty much anywhere. The translation says, real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. Right off the bat, just by using the common translation, you can see the correspondence between that and the words of Lao Tzu. So this is because Confucius and Lao Tzu, they both study from the common core of Tao teachings. They're actually not at odds. They're actually not in contention with one another. There's this imaginary conflict between Confucian teachings and Tao teachings that's mostly manufactured by modern day academics. It's not true. It's not real. Let me give you the literal translation so you can see exactly what this line is trying to say. So here's the literal rendition. The first line, treat what you know as what you know. This is a description of confidence, of someone who really knows what he or she is doing, what he or she really knows. Confidence, yep. Got it. I got this. Treat what you do not know as what you do not know. No pretending. No pretending that you know something that you actually don't or not sure about. This is the real knowing. Or another good translation is that this is the real wisdom. This goes beyond just knowing something. This goes to the realm of wisdom. To know that you do know, and you are confident and self-assured about that, but then you're also confident enough to have the strength to admit when you don't know something. Don't know, love to learn. That is the real wisdom, comes from Confucius, but more than that, comes from the same common core of Tao teachings. So that's all I want to talk about when it comes to those 2 points. The presumption, those who presume that they are correct, and boasting, those who boast or brag about how powerful they are. If you recall that those would correspond to line 4 and line 6. So our meeting has come to an end, but the journey continues on. Let us travel safely. Until next time, may the Tao fill you with peace and happiness.